Glad to have you here. Joe Rathburn, our beloved Joe Rathburn, is our musician this morning. Joe, good morning. And we are going to begin with I Release and I Let Go, and invite you to stand if you are comfortable, and we will sing that to get us started.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. My heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release, then I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Be seated. Now our beloved Sylvia will lead us in our opening reading and meditation.
Thank you. God is a miracle-working God. Therefore, let us speak God's word in our everyday lives. We do not have to be in life-threatening situations to use God's word. Simply remember this spiritual principle. Our words have enormous creative power. And the moment we speak something out, we give birth to it. We give birth to it. We are profoundly influenced by what we say about ourselves. So the moment you wake up, give new life to your dreams by speaking words of faith and victory. Let this be your daily spiritual practice. Let it be your daily spiritual practice. Boldly declare God's word and make it valid in your own life. During our silent meditation, I invite you to contemplate this thought. I speak God's word to give new life to all my dreams. God is a miracle working God for every being, for every living creature, for everything that resides on this beautiful planet and beyond. For God is all there is, all at once, incredibly beautiful, hopeful, positive, omnipotent. Every day is a good day. Starting out the day giving thanks for whatever it is that is around. The air we breathe, the rain that falls and moisturizes the earth and refreshes the ocean and allows us to see the night sky even more clearly. And we stand or sit or lie back and know that we are all part of everything all at once. Such is the power and the miracle of life. I'm so grateful for what we have here today. A gathering of the most beautiful souls and hearts with dreams and wishes, hopes and prayers ready to be answered, solutions ready to be accepted, possibilities to be explored. This is our community coming together to be one and one and one. Incredible wholeness of bright spirit and light, radiant love, endless gratitude, kindness, forgiveness, all the beautiful, oh my goodness, the attributes of the divine within each and every one. Here in the sanctuary, online, and around the world, and out into the universe. It's not far. We can dream and know that the dreams can come true because we believe deeply we are worthy. We love, we accept, we receive, we give gratitude. I'm grateful for today and how it's unfolding. Nothing is greater than the present moment right here, right now. Feel it. It is the light of the divine shining brightly within each and every one. I'm grateful for the music, for the electronics that allow us to connect to the outer world. I'm grateful for the divine wisdom given by Reverend Dr. Jerry Troyer. I'm grateful for every single being here today, for every thought, every wish, every dream. May it all come true for each and every one. as the time unfolds throughout the day and the days to come. Each one is deserving of the highest good and the blessings. And so the good word is spoken and reaches and touches each and every one. So I call it a good day. Give thanks to God for all the good and the hope and the desires, the dreams that come true. And so we just let it go, let it be. And together we say, and so it is. And now, one of my ever favorite musicians, Mr. Joe Rathburn. Yes, you.
Thank you, and good morning. Good to see you all again. I don't think Paul Simon was feeling particularly omnipotent when he wrote this song, but sometimes when I hear it, I don't think it's Paul Simon singing it. I think it's the voice of God. When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'll take your part. When times get rough and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. When you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. I'll take your part. When darkness comes and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. Sail on, sail on, sail on, sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on their way. See how they shine. If you need a friend, if you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind. I will ease your mind. I really do that I can ease your mind. I believe, I really do that I can ease your mind. I believe, I really do that I can ease your mind. I believe, I really do that I can ease your mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Great song. Thank you so much. All right, let's just make sure that we're on vibrate or stun. There we go. Okay. Good morning once again, or good afternoon or good evening if you're someplace else. So glad to see you all this morning. So my topic for today, and just as a reminder, our theme for the year is open at the top. Our theme for July is whole, no matter what. And this morning, I'm going to be sharing ideas on who I believe I am reflects how I am. So I'm glad you're with me this morning. So who are you? And as soon as I say that, in the back of my mind, there is the Who singing, "Who are you? Doot, 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 doot," right? If you don't remember that song, I don't want to hear about it. But for those of us of a certain age, that song from 1978, believe it or not. Thank you very much. Yeah. And all right, yes. And you might remember, and I won't sing the rest of it because I love you all too much for that. But remember that album, and remember the concept of an album. We don't see that so much anymore. But so who are you? Who are we in relation to one another and to life and to spirit and to the world? When we're born, we're assigned all of that very often. And I found this great quote. You know that I love Facebook. I absolutely do. It's the most amazing quotes and the most amazing stuff. Anything that is not in the category of positive amazing, you just keep scrolling. That's why God made scrolling, is you just keep scrolling. But I found this. I love this quote from Facebook. The moment you are born, you're given a name, a religion, a nationality, a race, yet your soul carries none of these. You spend a lifetime defending what was never truly you. Because we carry those labels of who we are, but the truth is that's not who we are. And we'll talk much more about that today. Remember in the book, The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, he talks about, in the first couple of chapters, he talks about the concept of domestication and how when we're born, we are domesticated. We are assigned all those labels. We're told what's good and what's bad, what's right and what's wrong. In the book he writes, the adults around us hooked our attention and put information into our minds through repetition. Now, this sounds negative, but please understand there's no editorial comment here. It's just because this is how it works. This is what happens. That is the way we learned everything we know. By using our attention, we learned a whole reality, a whole dream. We learned how to behave in society, what to believe and what not to believe, what is acceptable and what is not acceptable, what is good and what is bad, what is beautiful and what is ugly, what is right and what is wrong. Children believe everything adults say. We agree with them, and our faith is so strong that the belief system controls our whole dream of life. We didn't choose these beliefs, and we may have rebelled against them, but we weren't strong enough to win the rebellion. But what I know for us is at any point, and one of the things I love about this teaching is we are invited, encouraged, and even challenged on a daily basis to look at what we still believe about money, about relationships, about ourselves and our place in the world, and decide if that we were taught still works for us, or if we're ready to release that or change that. We might have beliefs that by the time you reach a certain age, you should ... And if you've heard me speak before, you might remember that should is one of my favorite words, because how often throughout the day do we should on ourselves? Well, you really should do this, and you should do that, and you shouldn't do this, and you shouldn't do that, and they should or shouldn't, and so on and so on. Many of us carry what is commonly referred to as destination anxiety. I'll be successful as soon as. I'll be happy as soon as. I'll be lovable as soon as I get the degree, or I finish cleaning out the garage, or I have X number of dollars in the bank, or whatever the case might be. But the problem with that is our approval of ourselves. Our recognition that we are the beloved is always at some future point. And so we can never relax until we get to the goal line, except that so often the goal line keeps moving. And we're doing that to ourselves. Who assigns the rules and the scores? Who decides what is a success? Who decides that's enough? When we were young, somebody told us, somebody out there, versus allowing ourselves to see, no, that's my goal. That's my success. I am enough. I am the beloved. So as you may know, this month, July, is Pride Month in San Diego. And while the celebration and the parade and the festival and all the hoo-ha is primarily, or historically has been primarily, for the LGBTQ plus community, I would suggest that there is amazing wisdom for all of us. And if you've not thought about this before, I invite you to go with me on this morning. Considering the concept of the word pride. Now, if you come from traditional Christianity like I do, and because keeping in mind that in the English language we have perceptions of words, it's either good or bad or happy or sad, but the word pride, for me, nope, that's wrong, that's bad. Because in the Bible we read, there was that. In the Bible, we read in Proverbs, before destruction, the heart of a man is haughty, and before honor is humility. In other words, pride goeth before a fall. You've heard that? Yeah. James 4, verse 6, but our Lord has given us abundant grace, therefore he said, God humbles the proud, but gives grace to the humble. But consider the God, especially in the New Testament. And we don't talk about the Bible very much, so thank you for not running out the door when I do this, because you know I love to do this. It's the foundation of our teaching, whether we want to accept it or not. But the Old Testament God, the white, straight, cranky, surly, judgmental old man on a cloud someplace, was waiting for you to bring your tithes to the temple and get down on your knees and thank him for the crumbs that he gave you. Now, the good news is we've gotten past that, right? Have we? Have I? It's an ongoing question for me, because so when I'm doing my affirmative prayer, my spiritual mind treatment, and I say, and so it is, and my ego says, really? Remembering Wayne Dyer said that ego stands for edging God out. So what do I really believe? This, when I speak my word, does something happen, or am I waiting for God up there someplace to pull the strings? So we can get away from this old belief. I can get away from this old belief that somehow pride is wrong or bad. And instead, I invite us to consider this. If I am consciously aware that I'm the essence, expression, and experience of spirit, and I am, and so are you, then what's not to be proud of? That's a poorly structured sentence, but go with me on this. If I recognize that I am a spiritual being having a human experience, that it is done unto me as I believe, that I can always ask, seek, and knock for guidance on how to manifest my greatest life, what's not to be proud of? If I have allowed myself to adopt, embrace, and embody this teaching, being consciously aware of what is true for me and what is not, and make adjustments as needed, what's not to be proud of? If I have allowed myself to embrace life in integrity and authenticity, feeling and expressing my feelings without toxic positivity and spiritual bypass, being honest with myself and the world, what's not to be proud of? Can we say, wow, in this moment, not waiting until we've cleaned out the garage or cleaned the kitchen or lost 20 pounds or have a lower BMI or a bigger bank balance or gotten into a new relationship or gotten out of an old relationship, can we recognize in this moment that we are the beloved? Interesting question. Because my experience has been all the stuff, using a purely spiritual term, all the stuff that we've been taught and learned and experienced goes with us. And at any point, there's, again, always the opportunity to look at what we still believe about whatever this is and say, no, that's no longer my truth. Sometimes we carry those old beliefs and they affect our day-to-day life. They affect our identity almost like we're wearing a mask. Now, if you've been out and about, if you've been to Home Goods or, where was I? Michael's or Costco or places like that, you might have noticed that we're already getting ready for Halloween. There's the, I know, right? There's the stuff is out there. I was in Michael's the other day. I'm like, dang, guys. But there is a reason, which I was not aware of until recently, and it is called Summerween. Yes. So this comes from a 2012 episode of the animated show Gravity Falls. And so they did a Summerween celebration, and for whatever reason, it caught on. And so there is this opportunity to move, to hurry your life along and start something a few months before we're ready for, and you get to decide whether you want to do that or not. But there is stuff out there. But the point is, in honor of Summerween and Halloween, what masks do we cover the truth of our being with? Consider. So there's a great book. This is published in 2001, Removing the Masks That Bind Us by John Randolph Price. And he talks about these masks that we wear, not actual, but these identities, these assumptions that we make about ourselves, such as the victim. If your life is like this always cracks me up. If your life is like a beaver colony, one damn thing after another, I can say that from the pulpit because it's DAM, right? If my life is one damn thing after another, there's the opportunity to say, now wait just a minute, what do I believe about ease and grace? What do I believe about the universe? And is there a belief that I have that I'm not aware of that I can change to make my life better and easier? If bad things come in threes, ever heard that expression? That was my family's experience for years and decades and centuries, because the washing machine breaks down and then the car transmission drops out on the driveway and then a pipe breaks or something else happens because bad things come in threes. Well, do they? Or do they believe because I believe they do? And of course, they do because I'm anticipating the other two, and because life has no choice but to give us what we believe and what we affirm, we get more of that. If we say, well, that was interesting, but everything I own is whole, complete, and perfect and all is well, then we can kind of counteract that old belief in bad things come in threes. Do we wear the mask of the pleaser, that we say, yes, I'll do that. Yes, I'll do that. And the problem, my experience has been, the problem with that is if you agree to do something that you really don't want to do, then you regret saying yes, and then I regret saying yes, and then I resent whoever asked me because they knew I was going to say yes. So it's just a great big mess. But we can take off, at any point, we can take off that mask and come from our integrity and say yes when we're called to say yes and say no when we're called to say no. Opinionated. Anybody ever spend time with somebody who is an expert and has an opinion on absolutely everything? Yeah, no, right? Yeah. And is that me? I don't think so, but it's an interesting question. And then the worrier. How did we sleep last night? Did we sleep okay? Or are we waking up in the middle of the night thinking about, well, what if that happens? And what if that happens? And of course, as we know, the problem with that is, remember, Job in the Old Testament said, the thing that I have feared the most has come upon me, because it does. And not because we're being punished for it, but that's what life does, is it brings us what we're focused on. So the opportunity to not wait until the end of October, but to see what masks, and there are many more obviously, but to see what masks we're wearing and decide if that still serves us or not, and what are we ready to release. So who are you? Who am I? And my favorite answer to this question is from the words of Jesus in Matthew 5, from the Beatitudes, or the Beatitudes. Remember? And Jesus said, "You are indeed the light of the world. A city that is built upon a mountain cannot be hidden, nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, so that it gives light to all who are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven." Because you and I are the light of the world. And as we live our lives in this teaching and people say, wow, I want what you have. And the truth is, they already are and already do. They just need to be aware of it. So you are the light of the world right this red hot second. Not when we lose the weight, not when we get the new relationship, not when our bank balance reaches a certain number, not when we finish cleaning out the garage, but right now. Right now. We are whole, complete, and perfect. Consider the concept of wholeness not as perfect, but actually perfect in our beingness, and whole being no parts left out. Because I'm that, and I'm that, and I'm also that. And it's part of who we are in this human experience. Brene Brown, great author, wrote The Gifts of Imperfection and several other books as well. And she talks about coming from a place of intrinsic worthiness, I love that concept, rather than perfection. So there's smaller print on this, but go with me if you would. So she writes, the wholeness and wholehearted living means having the courage to recognize that you are enough exactly as you are, embrace our vulnerabilities, and let go of what others think. I meant to include this quote, and you might remember it from a while ago, but the book Radically Content, Jamie Veron writes about what will they think? How often do we make a decision based on our fears of what will they think? Who are they? You know, you're too old for that. You're too young for that. You're not enough for that. You're whatever it is. What will they think? But who are they if we're divinely guided to do whatever it is, and somebody says, well, but who are they for us to allow our plans to be adjusted based on what they think rather than what we're called to do? Interesting question. So wholeness and wholehearted living includes authenticity, again, letting go of what people think, self-compassion, letting go of perfectionism, because there it is. I was trying to think of this expression. Tony Curtis used it in Some Like It Hot. You know, we carry the goofiest thoughts with us. You can't make an omelet without breaking an egg. And in this luscious thing called life, I don't know about you, but even when I didn't mean to, I've broken some eggs. And then, oops, you just go to the refrigerator and get another egg. Or go to the store and get another dozen, or whatever you need to do. Because we are whole, complete, and perfect right now in our imperfection. Because if I already knew how to do everything, and it was all perfect and everything was lovely, that's okay. But we need a few broken eggs as we go along. That's this experience of life. Authenticity, self-compassion, resilient spirit. Because I don't know about you, but my experience has been in life that it doesn't always go the way I expected. But we keep going, and we keep going. Gratitude and joy, letting go of scarcity and fear of the dark. Intuition and trusting faith. Do we ask, seek, and knock? Remember in the New Testament, I think of the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus said, ask, seek, and knock. Do we do that? And do we keep knocking? So I don't know what to do about this. I don't know what to say about this. I don't know how to deal with this. And so we ask. And then allow that wisdom to just magically appear. Or that person out of the blue to come to us with the answer. But do we allow that? Creativity, because it's really great that you can do that, whatever that is. I don't choose to. Because if we all did the same thing, it would be really boring. So creativity, play and rest, and I love this, letting go of exhaustion as a status symbol. Right? Just take a nap. Go walk on the beach. Go walk in the mountains. Hang out with the dog or the cat or the goldfish or the iguana or whoever you've got at home. Calm and stillness, meaningful work, and laughter, song, and dance. In the moving from the FOMO, which is the fear of missing out. Oh, I better do that. I got to do that. Moving from the fear of missing out to the joy of missing out. So moving from FOMO to JOMO. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful that you invited me, but no. Recognizing no as a complete sentence. We don't need to go on for 10 minutes about why we don't want to do that. We can just say, thank you so much, but I choose not to. That's a whole nother Sunday talk. All right, I love that. So the more we can uncover our parts, remove our masks, and be authentically ourselves, the more we're able to see the divine in ourselves and everyone else. Being authentic means being willing to tell the truth of our experience as messy, complex human beings. There are risks, and sometimes we're rewarded for being inauthentic. However, authenticity is the root of vulnerability, of intimacy, of relationship. When we can take off our mask, we invite others to do the same. Okay. Interesting. All right. I know, right? Oh, yes, I bet. Oh, my goodness. So who are you? Course in Miracles reminds us that God himself would be incomplete without me, without you. So each of us today in this moment, exactly as we are, is a vital part of this thing called life. That's the truth of who we are. So that's nice. But why does it matter? Well, I'm glad you asked. It matters because life is lived from the inside out. And when we do our affirmative prayer, our spiritual mind treatment, and we say, and so it is, it's done unto us as we believe. So if we don't believe we're worthy and deserving, if we don't believe that's possible, if we don't believe and feel and know that when we speak our word something happens, then it looks like the prayer wasn't answered. But the truth is, the prayer is always answered. And if it doesn't turn out the way we expected, we have the opportunity to question ourselves, because we're not talking God into doing anything. We question ourselves, what do I need to change about my belief in this experience? What do I need to change about myself in order to receive whatever it is? And then allow Spirit to do what Spirit does. So how are you? Are you stressed? Are you cranky? Are you irritated? Are you worried? And all those are okay. But at some point, and I invite us, including myself, to be more and more aware that before we start to lose sleep, before we start to get cranky, before we go on Amazon to buy something to make ourselves feel better, speaking only to myself, not to you, before we go to Costco and spend $200 that we were really going to only spend $50. Speaking to myself, not you, but may or may not have been your experience. We remember. All we need to do is remember the truth of who you are, of who I am, of who we are. So with that in mind, join me in the light for just a minute. So in the peace and the quiet of this moment, we give great thanks for this beloved spiritual community and the opportunity to be back together. We give thanks for the opportunity to be reminded of the truth of our being, that we really are the beloved, that we are the essence, expression, and experience of spirit. And because of that, we can say yes, thank you, and more please. And we can say no, because we're the beloved. And we can experience that pride and that gratitude in who we are, how far we've come, and what's next for us, knowing that life always says yes and always responds. We give thanks for this day, for the opportunity to be together. And together we say, and so it is. Thanks, everybody.
It's not what you think. If I only wrote one song, just a little bit of poetry, set to music with a melody, so that everyone could sing along, I would make it a good song with a catchy little clever rhyme, so that everyone could pass some time to a rhythm that was good and strong. And it would have a message for people who could hear it, and it would have a meaning deep and wide, and it would have a lot of soul to lift your spirit and bring out all the love that you hold inside. Come on now, look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you love that person same as me? If the answer's no, what can we do to let the power of love get through to you? And if the answer's yes, well that's okay. Spread that love around all day. And if you spread it with a song, people gonna sing along. Sing along. Sing along. That's your part. Sing along. Sing along. Cause I've only got one life, I want to live it as a caring soul. Ain't nobody gonna play my role. I'm a Swiss Army knife, gonna cut to the chase now. I'll put your shoes on and walk a mile, just to see if I can make you smile. Cause I wanna get through somehow. That song has a message for people who can hear it, and it has a meaning deep and wide. And if you let it touch your soul, it'll lift your spirit and bring out all the love that you hold inside. Come on now, look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you love that person same as me? If the answer's no, what can we do to let the power of love get through to you? And if the answer's yes, well that's okay. Spread that love around all day. And if you spread it with a song, people gonna sing along. Sing along. Sing along. Sing along. Sing along. Whoa. together. We can't fight when we're clapping hands. Can't make war, thank you, when you're making music. Everybody understands. We can't fight when we sing together. We can't hate while we're clapping hands. Can't make war when we're making music. Everybody understands. Don't quit till everybody understands. Don't quit till everybody understands. Thank you.
Great song. That's yours, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, awesome. That makes it even better. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very cool.
It's going to be my next single.
Oh, I love that.
I got a grant for $2,500 to record a song that would be a seed song for my next album. And so the deal was, I only had enough money to do one song. And that song had been laying around for a long time, and I thought, if I only wrote one song, what would it be?
Yeah. There you go. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Cool. Appreciate you sharing that with us. Yes. At your seat this morning, you have an envelope and an index card and ideally a pen. Invite you to take a couple of minutes. If you came to the center this morning with a prayer request on your heart, or if something came up for you during the service that you'd like prayer support for, I invite you to just take a couple of minutes and write that on the index card, and we will come by and collect those. Also, we will take, at the same time, we will take tithes and offerings and donations. If you're paying by cash or check, you can use the envelope for that. We appreciate that very much. So we'll take just a couple of minutes to prepare for that. Would you give us just a little background? Awesome.
I started out as a young
Oh, no. In the light for a moment, if you would. In this moment, we allow ourselves to be reminded that there is only one power, presence, mind, life, and intelligence, and that is God. Spirit, the universe, the infinite, the divine, whatever we choose to call it. And because there is only one, and we are the essence, expression, and experience of that one, we know that we see with the eyes of God, that we speak with the mouth of God, that we feel with the heart of God, that we know with the mind of God. And when we speak our word, something happens. And so what I know today is that each of us in this room and our dear ones are whole, complete, and perfect in this moment, in their physical bodies, in their relationships, in their financial affairs. Every area of their lives unfolds today and in the future with ease and grace and perfection. We know that for ourselves and for our dear ones. As the beloved, we know that we always have the opportunity to say yes when it is ours to do, and say no when it is not ours to do. We honor ourselves by doing that, and everyone in our lives honors themselves by doing that. We experience this life in unconditional love and possibility, and allow ourselves to forgive when it is appropriate, knowing that each person is on their own path, and that we can offer that unconditional love to them as they offer it to ourselves. As the essence, expression, and experience of the one, we allow ourselves to listen, to be able to ask, seek, and knock, and act on those intuitive ideas that come to us. For this time together, we give great thanks. And together we say, and so it is. And for our tithes and offerings and donations, we thank you so much. Know that you can give when you're in this very room, as well as on the internet, through PayPal, and just a variety of ways. Or you can mail a check if you choose to. So thank you so much for that. So what I know in this moment is we give great thanks for this abundance it's ours to share, recognizing in this law of giving and receiving, as we give, we do receive. We give thanks. Together we say, and so it is. Joe Rathburn, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. Wonderful music. Martin, we could not do what we do. Martin does the wires and switches and everything else, so thank you so much, as always, for being here. Emma and Steve and everybody else involved in the service. Sylvia, thank you. Everybody involved in making sure this happens as it should. Appreciate you all very much. So thanks so much for being here. Yes, announcements. Leanna.
For anyone that feels like tapping into their creative side today, Stephanie and I will both be leading an art journaling class, and your name for it? I called it Jenny Journaling. Jenny Journaling. So we have supplies, we have journals, we have instruction. Please stay after and have some fun and create.
Okay, thank you for that. And then for those of us that want to, we are meeting, Laura, I think you're coordinating this, at St. Paul's Cathedral on 6th Avenue for the rainbow lighting. Is that Wednesday? Yes. That's okay. Check the newsletter. You should have received a newsletter from Reverend Dr. Suzette with more information and time for that. So that's we think that's Wednesday night. Okay, Wednesday night, like 6th and 6 maybe. Okay, thank you. All right, so 6th Avenue and Calmia or Nutmeg. Thank you very much. Yes, yeah. So please do. Right, one of the trees. So join us for that if you choose to. Great to see you all this morning. Stand if you would. We will say our 2 affirmations and then sing our peace song. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And our Om affirmation. I am an expression of God, born into the richness and abundance of the indwelling presence. Today, I walk upon my world, consciously creating oneness within and around me. And so it is.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, the ones all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, I make this my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.